Can you imagine being ripped from your mother's arms at the age of 11? Reuniting 12 years later only to have all hope snatched away again, as your mother goes missing, vanishing without a trace for 11 years and counting. Her name is Janice Becky LaPlant, and this is her story. Welcome to Crimes Among Us. Best known as Becky, she came from a large family, 5 brothers and sisters. She would have 3 children of her own, fraternal twin girls and a son. They would enjoy camping, fishing, swimming, anything that was outdoors. Becky excelled in martial arts as a child. She could build, craft, or fix just about anything. She even restored some old carriages that she found in the barn and made a pretty penny. She was very talented, but nothing had a stronger hold on her than her addiction to drugs, ultimately causing protective services to step in, ripping the girls away from her arms and placing them in foster care. Becky would be given a chance to regain custody, but she failed to do so, and her parental rights were terminated. 3 years later, the girls would be adopted by an older couple. They were very strict and the adoption was closed, meaning no contact allowed by family. A few years later, Tracy, better known as Trey Shay on TikTok, would start building a relationship with her mother, but was unable to see her. Becky lived in Alabama. Trey Shay lived in Texas. Trey was now married with a daughter of her own, and her mother became a grandmother. However, Tracy's marriage was on the verge of divorce. Tracy gets an invite from her mother to move in while she goes through the separation. A chance to reconnect, she packs her life up, grabs her child, and they go to Alabama. With $300 in her car and a dream to finally reunite with her bio mom, they arrive. Becky was excited to have another chance with her daughter and a chance to be in the life of her granddaughter. Shortly after arriving, the general consensus from the neighborhood was that Becky was still on drugs, saying that she was stealing from people to support her habit. Tracy did not feel safe and she had a daughter to look after. Trey and her husband decide to take another chance at their marriage. After a 3-day trip, she packs up her bags and moves back to Texas. The $300 that she had brought on the trip had gone missing, possibly ending up in the hands of her mother. July 25th, 2011, Lincoln, Alabama. The night Becky goes missing. July 25th, 2011, in Lincoln, Alabama. The neighborhood would have a party at their complex. Allegedly, as drinks began to pour, it fueled an altercation between Janice and her ex-brother-in-law, Alan. Alan was once married to Becky's sister, Pam. Some reports say that Becky tossed Alan from the second-floor balcony. Later that night, as alcoholic beverages began to deplete, Becky and Alan would be nominated to make a beer run to the local gas station. They leave Lincoln Manor Apartments on foot. Becky was wearing a red tank top and cut-off blue jean shorts, white and light blue Nike sneakers, having no idea that on this night she would disappear. Allegedly, Alan returns to the party with $300 in his possession, but Becky was nowhere to be found. Alan allegedly claimed she met with a friend that she knew and told him to go ahead and return to the party without her. But Becky would never return. Alan died shortly after, some said to natural causes, leaving us to wonder, did he take deadly secrets to the grave? A few weeks after leaving, Trey receives a call accusing her of taking her mother to Texas, having no idea her mom was missing until the call. As the search for Becky begins, soon becoming her life mission. Becky stands between 5'2" and 5'5", weighing 90 to 115 pounds, soaking wet. Distinctive colored eyes, one blue-green, the other black. She is missing one front tooth, one that she sometimes glues back in. A C-section scar on her abdomen. After multiple lung surgery, she has 2 scars on her back. A string of investigators would take on her case over the years. Years pass, no reports of Becky, no hits on her social security number, no signs of life, making the possibility that she was unalive that night even more apparent. But who could have killed Becky? One of the theories suggests that a serial killer is out there. From 2009 on record, 5 women that society has deemed not worth looking for in the central area of Alabama have gone missing. None of those women have ever been found dead or alive. All 5 women were struggling with addiction. Could someone be targeting women that are less likely to cause a public media outcry? Another theory suggests that if Becky had really met with a friend, could it have been another ex-brother-in-law? His name is Leroy. Allegedly, the two never really got along unless they were speaking the same illegal substance language. They could have easily ran into each other. Not living far from the gas station, he could have easily provided illegal substances, which could have accidentally or on purpose ended her life. Allegedly, Leroy worked for the trash company, picking up waste around town. Suspiciously, he has a huge hole dug in his backyard. He wanted to burn or bury his trash to save money. Weird when it's believed that his trash was picked up for free. Even if he paid, trash pickup is pennies on the dollar. So why invest so much time, money into digging that hole? Then he decides to transfer that hole into a pond, leaving some to speculate that that shadily built pond have corpses at the bottom, allegedly later deciding to have the entire pond encased in cement, sealing anything that may have been on the bottom, possibly giving us an explanation why 11 years later and Becky has still not rose to the surface. Becky had only one drug test remaining on her parole before she will be released from the state supervision. She had just been awarded a large sum of money from a settlement awarding disability with a huge payback. That check arrived in the mail and was never cashed. No way Becky would walk away from money and her freedom. With investigators no closer to finding answers, Trey raises money for a private investigator. A woman's partial remains would be found near a homeless camp in Knoxville, Tennessee. Only known as Jane Doe, she resembled Becky. Trey thought she had finally found her mom. DNA would take away the only chance she had for closure in the last decade. Jane Doe's DNA was not a match. Trey states she will keep fighting. Her mom needs and deserves a voice. She demands that her own voice is heard, even if she has to scream it from the mountaintops. Everyone should be treated with love, no matter who they are. Central Alabama Crime Stoppers is offering a $5,000 reward for information in connection with anyone responsible for the disappearance of Becky. Seasons of Justice on or around December 19th will be placing a billboard off the Talladega Superspeedway interstate in Alabama.